Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the live trading room. I'm Ashley Reeve, and it's good to be with you here. Before we get into things, guys, a disclaimer. All the information we discuss in this video is opinion and should not be construed as advice in any way. Good afternoon to you, yeah? What a pleasure being with you here this afternoon, guys. It is the 14th of April, my word, and we once again steamrolling through the month. Critical for us to know is that there's a lot going on around the world. That's absolutely the point that we'd like to state. And we want to see what's happening, on the charts. Obviously, we're going to look at some of the fundamentals, which is the news, the politics that is behind and driving the market. All right, we want to look into that. But we also want to try and see if there's any, setups. And we're looking at the short-term, sprinting setups, looking at intraday models here, because obviously we cannot be focusing on anything long-term at this point in time. There's just too much tension, that's happening, in the Strait with the US, Iran, and Israel, and obviously we're seeing the makes of China come in there. Russia has something to say, Pakistan, so there's quite a bit happening in the Northern Hemisphere there, and so let's try to give some context, look at a few instruments here, and then we take it from there. All right, we're gonna go to work, yeah? So let's greet the guys. Shira, I see you there. I hope you can see my... hold on. Aaron, I see you there as well. And then, guys, if you'd like to open an account with us, don't forget we have our links in the chat facility. Our department, the marketing department, has put that in there for you guys. If you'd like to open up an account with us, www.tdmarkets.com/en/register. You can also get hold of our support team at care@tdmarkets.com. If you have any queries, if there's any questions you have, if you're unsure of something, you're more than welcome to reach out to our support team. Yeah, so let's get started then with today's session, guys. Let's get started with today's session. I have my market watch open. We'll be dealing with some of the fundies here real quickly, and then we'll be getting into some of the technicals here. Yeah. So the Japanese yen strengthening here, guys. Very interesting here. We've seen the oil price push up. Nothing new for us. We've been watching it now for the past month. That's the month of March already, and we're going into the month of April with it, with no, straight agreement. Excuse me for the play of the word. No straight agreement that's coming from the US-Iran conflict, but we are seeing the yen become a bit stronger there. Let's get to that chart quickly and just chat about it. So it's currently at 158 there per dollar, and what's important for us is to know that we've obviously seen the movement here come in due to a weaker dollar because the oil price dropped. In actual fact, let's get to the oil price as well so we can watch them simultaneously. That is the crude that we are watching. All right, the crude that we're watching, it's now at $95 a barrel, and we've had a very interesting time even with the crude oil, because we've had some gaps that has actually formed here on the crude. And you can see the first gap is over here. Let me just get it so you can see it. Hold on. So here's the first gap over there. But actually, let me use this. So there's the first gap over there, and we have another one over here. So we're currently stuck in between this actual movement here, guys. And what's very important about this, last week we had chatted and we said, listen, we anticipating the oil price to go and close the gap there, to go to $102 or $103 a barrel. And lo and behold, weekend comes and we are gapping. All right, now obviously there's a lot happening behind the scenes that is obviously not in mainstream with governments and what they are doing. There's a lot of companies involved here, as well, energy companies. People cannot say that there's no money being made from it. There's definitely money being made from here, or from what's happening, for price to gap once, gap twice, and then just call attention and just say, listen, there's no agreement. It's not enough context, because it's too vague, all right, and it's very broad. So we should not be fooled thinking that there is nothing that's happening behind the scenes. Savage, I see you there. Good afternoon, yeah? And so what we are seeing from a daily perspective, guys, we are obviously correcting, still in the corrective state here. You can see it, still correcting. And what's going to be important for us is to understand that this is consolidation. All right, that's a consolidated price. Obviously with large swings because of the tension, yes. But we are still consolidating at this point in time. And it's very clear because as we push up, we've come down, we push back into that area, a small correction over there, and then we push back in. We then come out. But what we've been doing, we've been staying within this specific area here. So it's consolidating in that specific zone. And you can move that consolidation closer. All right, and then you can move it closer again. Look at that. So at this point in time, you can see this is the consolidated zone. All right. And what's key for us is that obviously if we push to the upside, you can see the levels that we're going to. If we push down, you can see the levels. So we're basically just staying within this range over here. So whether the oil price breaks up or down, goes up or down, we are staying within a specific range at this point in time. That's the focus, or that's the focus point that I want to get to. All right. So within this area here, we're going to be looking or use this as the benchmark. All right, to say, listen, if the oil price goes up, what can we see from the other instruments as it's been playing out? If price pushes down, what could happen with the other instruments? So let's start off with the USD/JPY now. All right. So if the oil price pushes up, what we've been seeing in the month of March, we've been seeing the dollar strengthen. All right. We've been seeing the dollar strengthen. So at this point in time, with the push to the downside here, all right, and let's do the 1 hour. So you can see with this push to the downside right there, that area there, the USD/JPY has also come down. All right, I'll say that again. The oil price came down, and the effect we can see has happened in the USD/JPY. Now, if the oil price continues to come down to about 92, you can see we are looking to come down to 92 there. It means that the USD/JPY also has the capability to come down roughly to the 158. That's what we looked at this morning. And I said to the guys that this trend line here, it was actually not broken when we came in with the opening bell. We were still on top. We've now broken below. So this is a correction that's currently taking place within the USD/JPY. We're going to leave it to run a little bit and see if it goes back to that specific area to go and retest. All right. Now, if it does that, watch how I drop down to the shorter time frames now to establish some form of trend. And I'm not seeing anything yet. All right. You can see there's nothing here yet that tells us or gives us any indication that price is going to continue to the downside, and neither is it telling us price is going to go to the upside. It's just hovering in a consolidated space. Yes, there's divergence at the bottom, which is fine, but what we would need is for price to actually break above there, all right, and then ascend towards the high of the London session. Once that happens, or when it breaks here, we anticipate price to go and form a new high within the London session. That may not even happen today, guys. That's if it breaks and pushes above. All right, but I'm not seeing anything like this, and I want to actually show it. All right, so when price broke here, price went down. All right, when price broke here, price went down. When price let me go to, I'm already on the 1 minute here. All right, so you see what we need is for price to start doing what it did here. There it pushed up, created a high, came down. Pushed up, created a high, and came down. All right, here was sort of a high, which worked out because price came down, but there's currently lower lows here. So there we had higher highs. Here we have lower lows, and currently there's nothing here that suggests we need higher highs here. So if price can do what it's done here, excuse me, if price can do that, if price can do this, if price can do that, and it can happen here, then we have something to work with. And once it breaks there, remember it did it 3 times. So if it does it over here, then we push down to 158. Right now, there's nothing there. It's only created a new swing low. So we need price still to develop and do some stuff there. All right. IEA, all right. The energy agency says the worst is still to come. So, yeah, look, for me, I'll be very honest with you. I chatted to you guys about the exhaustion of the oil price maybe a week and a half ago. And we looked at the tops here and we said, listen, this price needs to come down, which it did. All right, I'm talking about the oil price now. There was definitely exhaustion. When we say bullish, all right, going back to those tops there. Now, that Shira is something that, you know, one needs to look at. Reason why I say that is because we're getting fundamentals that's coming and saying there is now more hope for a peace deal. All right, so that's important. There's now more hope versus 2-3 weeks ago. It was just really, really tense. So with the narrative cooling down, because obviously they're seeing effects that's happening all around the world. So the narrative is cooling down, and that's why I'm saying if you say bullish, the IEA may say it. However, I'm not sure. You can maybe just let me know. I didn't see that specific article. Did they say it's short term, medium term, long term? What did they say? All right, so that will give us context. So whilst you can get that, or if you can, it would be good. Then we can check it out. So from an oil price perspective, we're still stuck in between. If it does push to the downside, we're going to see the USD JPY come down here. That's what we're looking at. All right, let's go on now. I want to do the Euro USD as well. There's definitely a major pair that the guys want to check out. Let me just get to the Euro USD. All right, Euro USD. Let's look at some intraday models and see what's happening over here. There might be something fantastic for us to look at. All right, so from an intraday perspective, let's just look at the 4-hour. Okay, so you can see that it's extremely bullish. 1.18. Yeah. So we are bullish here. Now, the thing that's been happening, if I look at the dollar index for the guys that are following the Euro USD, hold on for me, let me just see this. Intraday, the dollar has found a bit of support, a little bit of support, not enough yet to push to the downside, for the dollar to push up in value and for the Euro USD to come down. The dominant movement here is to the upside, but it seems like there could be a bit of a correction coming. All right, now look at that area there. Let me drop down. I'm looking at intraday structures, guys. I'm only looking at intraday structures. All right, and that's the hourly. I got the hourly on. I've got that high. I've got the zone over here. Okay, so I've boxed it in. Okay, nice. All right, so if we do come in here, what's going to be key, I have an area where price keeps touching. All right, price keeps touching there, and there. All right, so price keeps touching there, which means 1.16 becomes something that we can look at to trade, okay? So this is a very important zone here. Now, if I drop down, we're trying to establish whether, you know, price is pushing to the upside. Now, I'm seeing a lot of divergence here, all right? I'm seeing price push, and this is all intraday, guys. I'm not looking at this at long term at all. I'm looking at this short term. That's it, all right? So I'm seeing divergence that's creeping in over here, all right? Now, what I'm looking for is for price. I'll tell you now, there is an area here as well. Look how price keeps coming here to the zone here. There. Yeah. Yeah. And it's currently there as well. So that's a key area. All right. Price has given us this move here. Let's now look at a possible move here. All right. To the downside. There's two trend lines. There's two, or it's a twofold trade this. All right. The first one. All right. So look at this from there up there. That's a key area. All right. Please pay attention to this. Look at that. That's a key zone. Okay. Now watch. I'm then going to, which I've done in my classes before as well. There is the steepness that I'm measuring. So I've got the first one right there. This is the first area, which is this line here. And then I measure where it got aggressive right there. All right. So what I'm attempting to do here, I'm attempting to, if we get a break and close, I'd like to trade it down to the zone here. All right. I'd like to trade it down to that zone. That's about 31 pips. That's about 31 pips there. All right. So for me to do that, we've already come down. So what I'm going to wait for now, I'm going to wait for a 5-minute frame, 5-minute time frame to close beneath this area here. If I can get a 5-minute time frame that closes beneath there, I'm going to take a short. All right. And that is intraday, guys. Again, I'm not trading long term at all. I'm trading short term. All right. So it would be from this area. I'm looking to take it down to this area over here. All right. Let's see if the Euro USD plays out in this session. Remember, the 4-hour is bullish. This is absolutely bullish. So this is a 30 pip risk. Whenever you're going against the grain, it's always a risk. It's a higher risk. Now, I also want you to understand that that is the place where I'm going to get out. If price breaks through that area, I will be trading it down to the zone. That's why I said this is a twofold trade. First is down there. And if it breaks that area, I'm coming down to 116. That's what I'm going to do. That is the area, or at least the way I'm going to scale this one down. Now, please bear in mind, once again, I'll say it again, the dominant movement here, all right, the dominant movement on the 4-hour we saw is to the upside. Don't forget that. It's actually up. We are trading the risk here. That's very, 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 very important. All right. I'll say it again, guys, one more time, just so you know. All right, we're sprinting here, 30 pips. Now, if it does not break the second time, there's no lower low in the structure. There's no lower low on the structure, guys. Look at this. That's a low. We need a lower low. That's why Ash is not going to get in. All right, so I have a low, but I need a lower low. I cannot get in if I don't see it. I cannot. We have to respect. You have to respect the structure. If you don't respect the structure, you're in trouble. All right, so let's wait. Let's see if it comes through here. Now, again, going back to the oil price, if the oil price pushes up, the Euro USD should then come down. That is by virtue of what we've seen over the past month. That's the correlation. Now, that is not 100% correlated. All right? Price can still come down technically. There may be nothing happening in the market right now that validates the move fundamentally. So technically, just because a lower low was created, we can still see the move. Please do not get into that. It must happen like this. It must happen like that. That's where guys get into trouble. That's where guys can lose money. All right. It is not about when you see that it's a black and white thing. You got to be flexible here. You got to adapt to the market, all right? So right now we are very aware that the oil price, if it goes up, stronger dollar, Euro USD, higher probability we come down. But there is a technical space, technical area, zone that can still be used, and traders can still follow that across the world. All right, so please just remember that. Remember that. I'm seeing some of the guys. Jules, I see you there. Farouk, I see you. Thank you for that. Should be A++++ there, brother. Tabang, some messages retracted. Let me know why. All right, let me know why. Let me know why. All right, so guys, there's the Euro USD for now. Let's just leave that one for a sec. We're parking it right there. All right, we're parking it right there, and then we will get to it. So it's Euro USD, it's USD JPY. Right now, all of it is done what? Short term. Short term. All right, short term. We are not looking at this in a medium or long-term view. All right, let's go to US30 now. I had this on, and I said to the guys, I'm going to get into more detail here. All right, so let's look at it now. Let's look at the short to medium-term dominant movement. All right, so look at this. We have an impulse to the upside. Very important. Remember, let me just give you the correlation. When the oil price goes up, stock markets come down. Please make a note of that. That's the correlation that's been happening over the past month. When the oil price went up, stock markets came down. We know that the NASDAQ went up very, very nicely. The tech stocks were leading on that. The NAS 100 predominantly is driven by tech stocks, so there's no surprise there. All right, but US 30 now, a little bit more industrial in its nature. We know the correlation, so we're saying there's a 50% here that it will technically do what it does. But for now, that oil price seems to be coming down. Remember I said 92. So if by virtue the correlation works out as I've mentioned here, if the oil price comes down, it means we are pushing up with the USD stock indices. All right. So at this point, we've just reached a resistance. Critical. We've just reached a resistance. All right. Now that resistance there, I want you to pay attention to this area and what is happening. Let me actually put a shape there. Remember, guys, what I'm trying to do is I'm moving at a certain pace, yes, but I want to give as much detail because I know there's guys that come online as well. They try to grab some nuggets and something that they can use in their own strategy, and there's nothing wrong with that. Remember, what we do here, guys, we know many strategies, whether you're doing support and resistance, supply and demand, pivot points, order blocks, Elliott wave, ICT. It really doesn't matter to the academy at TD Markets, guys. We know all those strategies. What we do here is we do not box in and say our clients or our students should only focus on this strategy. All right. You should understand market structure, and you can trade the market structure using those specific strategies. That's important. You can use the ICT strategy. You can use a breakout and retest strategy. You can use the Elliott wave strategy. So that is how we should think about it. But market structure is the key thing here. All right. So there's a resistance that has now formed here. This is an impulse to the upside, which has joined this one here. I'll say it again. This impulse has joined this one over here. So it recovered from that sell-off. Now, there is a probability that price could come down somewhere in here technically. All right. Now, remember, that's the 4-hour. If I go to the daily, you can see that this impulse here has joined that one there. That's critical. It's also joined that one there. It's above this one here. That's important. So it's joined 1, it's joined 2, it's not joined 3 over there. It's not joined that one there. All right? And so because of that, we are seeing the resistance play out. All right. Tabang PP. Yeah, we're gonna have a look at that if it does come. All right, my friend. I think it is coming out today. Let's just see here. Tuesday, yeah, core PPI, there we go, 4 minutes. We're going to see how it affects, all right? We're going to see if the correlation sticks to what it needs to. So it's great when you understand the structure, because when there's an economic release, you can always be ready for it, All right, so at least we know now, Euro USD, if the PPI goes up, we're going to see a stronger dollar here. That means that's a seller for us. So when you understand the structure, the economic data just falls in alignment with that. There's no panic because we understand that the structure is there first and the fundamentals can actually increase the development and the printing of the structure versus delaying it, all right? That's why a lot of guys are waiting for heavy fundamentals, all right? But thanks for that, to be. So US30, look at that resistance, and we're looking at it now. Look at the hour frame. You can see there is a lot of, we might just come down here with the PPI. All right. So let's quickly go to work on this one here. Yeah. There's divergence here. We got 4 minutes left. Oh, absolutely divergence. Whew. Oh, this is a beautiful trade. If we come down here, beautiful trade. Remember, from a more dominant move, it's to the upside, which we've established. But if the PPI comes out now, which 3 minutes left, there could be some beautiful movement here. It's already broken. It's actually a beautiful, this would be a beautiful trade. Oh, yeah. No, this would be a beautiful trade. Absolutely. Let me do this. Already broken through that area too. Guys, please join us in our classes. You'll understand what Ash is doing here if you come to the classes. You'll understand what we're doing. All right, let me take this away because I don't need it. Let me take that away because I don't need it at all at this point, so it doesn't confuse you guys either. All right, so we are now consolidating. Let's see what the PPI does. We got about 1 minute and 53 seconds left. Let's see how this sucker works here. Yeah, good setups here. Euro USD, good setup. Let me move the US30 closer here. USD JPY 158. It looks all right. We might just get a stronger move to the upside here if the correlation moves nicely. All right, so let's see. S&P 500, let's go there too and just see what's happening. We're trading the US PPI if it comes out nicely for us. Bada boom, bada bang. Come on. Yeah, there's no, you see, this is the thing. It's all at resistance levels. Look at that. It's all at resistance levels. So there could be a very strong move down first, unless we're joining the move to the upside. Okay, let's see. 29. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes, guys. Let's see how it goes. We're there. That's a place where it's touching the whole, most of the time. And then that's very far. My word. No, I think that's a bit too much. Let's see how it goes. We got, all right, 29 seconds left. Come on. PPI, ladies and gentlemen, core PPI and month on month. Let's see. Bureau of Labor Statistics, change in the price of finished goods and services sold by the producers. What have they been buying? Let's see. Let's see if it's 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Here we go. Wait, let's wait for the reaction. Let's wait for the reaction. Euro, look at that. Look at that. Let's see. Looks like it's still pending. We're going to go look now. It's coming out. Core PPI worse than expected. All right. It's worse than expected. Worse than expected. Core PPI shrunk. It was at 0.4%. It shrunk to 0.1%. The PPI month on month was 1.1%. It shrunk to 0.5%. So let's see if there's a response here. That's not good for the USD at this point in time. So the USD JPY looks like it could push. But I want you to look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, there we go, guys. Look at this. See? Let's see if there is actually a response. Now, the dollar did not do so well. So we should have seen the Euro USD really push to the upside. Okay? We should have seen the Euro USD push up to the upside dramatically. Look at that. So the driving force for the US dollar now is only the oil price. All right, let's look at the oil. Look at the oil price. Look at that. Let's see what it does. So I'm just pausing. Euro USD. Let's see. We still want to come down. If it breaks there, technically we're still coming down. USD JPY. If it comes down and continues, we're going to push to the downside. I did say to you we needed some more movement here. Remember, we needed some more. That pattern that we see there, we have to see it here as well. It's not giving us anything. The US 30. This one looks beautiful. This one looks beautiful. Look at that. So let's see if there's any movement in this session. It's 1432. So far, Euro USD and US 30 is looking good, guys. We really need a proper break now. I need a break beneath that area there, which I've mentioned. Let me just place an arrow so you can see I need a break there. I'm looking at Euro USD and I'm looking at US 30. All right. If the dollar strengthens in the Euro USD, I'm going short on the US 30. That's the correlation right there. All right. That's the correlation. S&P 500, same here with the US 30. I'm going to correlate them together. If I can get a break beneath that area there, I'm going in for the kill there too. All right. I'm going in for the kill there. So far, there's nothing. So far, there's absolutely nothing at this point. I also want to just, let's be fair here. Let's be fair. Hold on. Let's be fair. That zone and that area, I'll wait for it. I'm going to be fair to the technicals. So it will be, this area needs to be broken here, right there. I can get a break there, not the first one, the second. I need this structure to be broken. It can come down and bounce from there and go back up. So I need a new low to form here. It should break that structure. So Euro USD, still there. US 30, still there. S&P 500, still there. Let's go to the GBP USD whilst we wait for those guys to do what it's doing. Remember, guys, there is a possibility that we could be getting a stronger dollar as a correction. All right, please make a note. Look at that correction. Look at all of that USD strength over there. Pound strength, sorry. So we could get some strength in the dollar coming back. And again, look, price once again, this impulse has resisted there at that impulse over there. It's not gotten into this one and it's not gotten into that one over there. All right, so there could be a correction here. Very important. So let's see. Let's see, there's a correction which would be similar to that of the Euro USD. It's short-lived. It will be short-lived. It will not be something that... All right, so this is the area where you can see price has visited quite a bit right there. Right there, right there, and right there. So there's 4 zones there. Strong zone, strong zone, strong zone, strong zone. All right, let's see at the top what we're working with here. All right, it has still not come down. Look at that. Let's go down, down. Look, nothing. Oh, very strong. Aggressive, man. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Nothing, guys. Jeepers. I'm going to leave this one alone. This guy doesn't want to be touched. Ooh, this guy doesn't want to be touched. There's even a, look at this. There's like a little dip over here. Look at this. So there's nothing that's forming at the top to come down. Look at the Euro USD. It's formed at the top. Euro USD has formed at the top. All right. This one has a deeper, it's deeper over there. Look at that. To the upside. So yeah, let's wait. So GBP USD right now, what I was looking for, all right, I was looking for some price to buckle here at the resistance, like with the Euro USD. If you look at the Euro USD, look at the buckling here. You know, in WWE or in boxing, when your knees buckle, when they give you a left hook, I need some buckling here. Those knees needs to do this. Now, look, that's the 2-minute frame, right? There's some buckling happening here. Look at the 2-minute frame on the GBP USD. It's almost like there's nothing. Look at the 3-minute. It's straight up. It's straight up, all right? So that's telling us there's a lot of strength there, all right? So once again, Euro USD, let's just look at it. Euro USD, we're waiting for a break here, although we know the 4-hour and the daily is to the upside. We are not oblivious to that. We are very, very, very aware that we are only doing but around 29 to 30 pips. That's it. The US 30, we can see here, we are looking at price coming a little bit down here, but we needed to break beneath the 48,175 and create a new lower low. Once that's done, we're going to look at getting in for a short, all right? S&P 500, the exact same thing. USD JPY now, we're still waiting for it to do a little bit more work here. Just a little bit more work here. You can see it's happening. We've already gotten a support here. So what we now need is for price to start moving and giving us a little bit more over here so we can draw our area, and once it breaks we can then get into the specific trade. We can get into this trade here, so we're gonna wait for it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I'm gonna go over Bitcoin again for all the crypto lovers. Bitcoin is currently at 74,000. Last week we chatted about Bitcoin pushing up to about 75, 76,000. We've reached the this is the, hold on, let me just make sure that I have the number right. Hold on. So we've come up. We've reached the 74,000. All right, if you look at it from that angle. So there was the 73. We've reached the 74, almost touching the 75,000 per coin. We are anticipating once price breaks past the 76. Past the 76,071, all right? We're anticipating the coin to increase its value up to 81 and then 87, and that's where it then aligns with this side over here. That's what we're looking at from a Bitcoin perspective, guys. So all we're looking at, if we see some more upside, we are looking for it to revisit this previous structure, not the high there, not that high, just the bottom side of this specific consolidated zone that's around the 87,000 per coin. Please, guys, just make sure that you are there. Make sure that you can see it. All right. Let's look. Let's go back and see, guys. Muted response. Euro USD nothing. US 30 nothing yet. S&P 500 nothing yet. USD JPY nothing yet. Let's look at the oil price. Nothing here. So it's a pretty muted response. All right, here's the UK FTSE. Let's go to work on this one, yeah? Come on. Oh, powerful. Rejoined. Look where it stopped, guys. Look where it stopped. See, that resistance stopped over there. We just came in. So there's a correction that's forming here now. You can see the correction. All right, you can see the correction. Now let's go to work on this one. I'm going to zoom into this area here. All right, let's go down. Let me just make sure I have. Okay. All right, so there is divergence here. It's looking fantastic, actually. Looks like this one is following the US 30 route. I'm going to put it next to the S&P and the US 30. All right, I'm putting it next to the S&P and the US 30. Let's just see here. If it's doing anything, nothing yet. All right. So the UK FTSE here, guys, we are in the range of 10,735 points and 10,259. Now, there's a lot of divergence here. You can definitely see it. All right. Price has come down, lost a bit of strength. You can see where it really lost its strength was there, right there. Okay. And if you're going to link it up, you can see that area there. I'm just showing you some of the stuff that we cover. We cover some of this in the classes. All right. So this is where price actually started to fall, right there. So there is divergence. All right. This area is supposed to be higher. This is where the divergence started to set in, right there. That's where it started. So this entire zone here to the top is diverting to the downside. I'll say it again. From there to there is actually losing strength, and we could possibly come here, which follows the US 30 zone. All right, the pathway. All right. So now that we know and we've established there is definitely divergence there, we also want to make sure that we understand there's only been one low here. There's only been one low, and let me show you where that low is. Right there. So it would be foolish of Ash to get into this now, because then it means I'm not respecting the structure. There's only one low here. All right. There's one low here at this point in time. All right. Some of the other guys might say, Ash, but no, but isn't that a low? No, that is a correction. A low is actually a place where price starts to show that we are pushing to the downside. All right. So what we need here, because remember that first area, price can bounce up from there. If it's a correction, yes, there's substructures in between, but I'm not referring to the substructures because you're going to get confused. If you have to deal with all of these guys here, all of them, which one? Then it simply means price has made a low, a low, a low, a low, a low, and then, but why did it go up? We should have come down then. So that's why, please get into the classes so we can explain some of these stuff. All right. So at this point in time, from a structure perspective, please pay attention. Pay attention. This is a structure. Price broke the structure there once. It's broke it once. Okay. If it comes back this way here, it breaks it the second time. Listen to what Ash said. If it breaks again, it's breaking that structure there. It already broke it once. Now, this is contrary to popular belief, all right, that if it breaks there, we should go lower than that area. It's not necessarily so. If we break the structure a second time, it's telling us that price keeps being forced below the zone here. All right, is everybody with me? I hope you guys are tracking with me here. You're getting something here, yeah? So what then happens is if it breaks below here, this is where guys are going to start entering. That's how price gets down to this level here. I'll say it again. If it breaks the second time, all right, that's where many sellers come in to take it down here. Now, when it comes down here, it's now at that zone where it can become a lower low. Here it breaks the structure. Here it becomes a lower low. Hope you guys are catching what Ash is saying here. I hope you're with me. I hope you're with me. All right, I'll say it one more time. Structure. Back in structure, break of structure, not ICT. I'm not speaking ICT. BOS, break of structure. I'm not speaking. I'm speaking about market structure. Breaks it, goes back inside. All right. What do you think is happening here? Many buy orders, buy orders, buy orders. All right. So if it comes again and breaks, it's breaking that structure again. Comes down, support, now becomes a lower low. That is when the trend begins to move down. Bearish trend to the downside, guys. I'm not going back. That's the last time that I said it. Get into the classes. All right. So we're going to wait to see what happens over here. All right. We're going to wait to see what happens over here with the UK FTSE. Let's loop back. GBP USD. It's 1445. 1445. GBP USD, still nothing here, guys. And I'm specifically on the minute frames here. Structure has now been built. Whew. Guys, if you get into the classes, you will understand this thing. Structure has now been developed. What this does is this becomes a structural support area for price to push up, or it will become an area that becomes resistance because price comes down. I'll say it again. Structure has been printed, just like here. Look, structure was printed, broke that structure, never came below. It broke and then up again, and look, boom. So please hear me. Get yourselves into the classes, guys. So here we have printed a structural point for price to move. Let's see if it breaks it. If it doesn't, it's fine. That's why retests are good. When you see price breaking once and going back, you should be smiling. You should be smiling. All right? You should be smiling. You got to respect market structure. All right. So if I go back now, we have something to work with over there. Let me go down and try to find a zone that we can go and visit. Hold on. Yeah, there it is, right there. 1.35, guys. 1.35. And there's a lot of divergence here now. Yeah, price is slowing down at these zones here. That's good for us. Yeah. All right. So we wait. Ideally what we would like this. We would like this. And then we would like this. That's what we would like. All right. And then we take it down. We take it down. All right. 135. Still the same range there of price. 70 points. Oh, my word. What a lovely, lovely setup. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. I can take that off and this is all we're dealing with. That's it. That's our setup right here. That's a beautiful one. All right. Let's revisit now. Let's go back. GBP USD. We're waiting. Euro USD is getting very close now. Look at that. Getting very close. US 30. If we don't move now, all right, then you guys should be watching the US Open, the pre-open, pre-market open, which is at 3. Okay. We're waiting. We're seeing this one looks like it's gonna fall. It's gonna fall nicely here. S&P 500 also nothing yet. UK we've just done that one. USD JPY. Look at that now. See, just like I told you there. Let me take this away so you don't get confused. It's now created. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Structure to break. Structure to break. Look at that. Let me take the RSI off so you can see. Guys, when it comes to market structure, you can't beat it. You can't. You just can't. Right there. That's the new structure that's formed. The structure sets itself up to be broken. Listen to that. Listen to what I just said there. All right? The structure sets itself up to be broken. If you don't have patience for the break and the development of that, you're in trouble. You're absolutely in trouble. So here we have, that was the first area. Here's the second. So now we got to see what's going to happen here. We need some more movement, just like we had there. Exactly the same thing happened there. There. Price came down and down again. I hope you guys are with me here. I hope so. I sincerely hope so. I sincerely hope so. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oil price. Let's see. Coming down. Oil price comes down. All right. Oil price comes down. That means weaker dollar. But again, 50-50. 50-50. There could be a technical move here. All right. Euro USD there. I can see the oil price has a wick. There's a wick here. We could bounce from this wick. Look at that. We could bounce from this wick over here. So let's see what happens. So look at the oil price going up now. If the oil price goes up, look at GBP USD. More so Euro USD. Let's go there. So oil price. Look, it's moving up now, right? Let's see. If the oil price goes up 50%, Euro USD comes down. Other 50%, it's pure technicals. So this wick here might just be corrected first, because I'm seeing a lot of divergence here as well. Look at that. There is divergence there, and you see it here. And not only that, the RSI has moved back into the 45. Looks like it's moved back. Yep, it has. It's gone back into the continuation zone. Get into the classes, guys. It's in the chat facility. Our marketing department has put it in there. Great team, phenomenal. That's magic marketing right there. Monday to Friday, 10. That's for the beginners. You can see it right there, guys. Intermediate, 3:30, and we got the advanced at 6 o'clock in the evening. All right, that's Mondays to Fridays. You got to get in there. All right. So look at this. Look at that. So we've gone into the continuous zone, 45. We need to break above the 55. If we can break above the 55, get into the classes. If that average can move to the upside and break and close above 55 on the data window, we are moving. So look how price is coming down here. Look how price is coming down here, and look at the oil price. So look at the oil price going up, Euro USD coming down. That's the correlation I was referring to. That's the 50% zone. US30, not yet. S&P, not yet. UK, not yet. USD JPY has now created another one inside. Look at this. In there. It's created another one. So now look how it's created. It's busy printing structure. Look at that. Whew. All right, guys. We're almost done here. We're seeing what's happening. It's not midweek yet. It's Tuesday. Maybe just to mention something on the US and Iran peace talks, guys. The thread you can see that's going around in all assets. Stock market, traditional FX market, commodities, cryptocurrency, all of them have a common thread. That thread, THREAD, not threat, thread, all right? The commonality there is that they would like to see the peace talks get underway very, very nicely now. Very important. What's important for us is to recognize that that is one of the hinging factors. All right, that's one of the hinging factors that is putting all of this into play here. So GBP USD, Euro USD, US30, we're waiting. It looks like at this point in time, we're not moving much here. So the 3:30 session, please check it out, guys. Check the 3:30 session out. Check how it's come down and now hit that zone there. Look at that. Look at that. The common thread is the peace talks. Once the peace talks is there, higher probable chance that the oil price comes further down. 92. I will not say 88 right now. I won't say 88 right now, but I'll say 92. If 92 happens, all right, we're going to see a weaker dollar. It simply means this is short-lived. We go up. Euro USD, we go up. Stock market goes up. All right. So let's have a look and see how that pans out at 3:30 today. All right. But right now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 assets in the line. So let's see. GBP USD possible short, but dominant movement is up. Euro USD possible short term. Dominant movement is still up. USD dominant movement is to the upside, but possible short. Same with the S&P, same with the UK FTSE, and same with the USD JPY. Look at that, man. Oh, look at that. So you see, that was the first break. See, it's coming back there. So that was the first break. If we get another break here, beautiful. Oh, that's going to be a fantastic short. All right. Look at that. 2158. All right, guys, that's it from us here today. We're watching the GBP USD, Euro USD, US30 S&P. We're looking at the weakness of the US dollar, or the strength of the US dollar today. We're going to watch 3:30 and see how that comes together. All right. But I'll see you guys again on Thursday. We're having another trading room. We're going to be seeing what's happening there. What is the progress? What has happened after today? So I'll keep these guys on. If there's trades, obviously I'm going to be pushing into them. But on Thursday, at this point in time, the signal did not come, or at least the moment for me to enter here did not come in the session. Even though the PPI was not good for the dollar at this point in time, it has not moved it to the point where we can actually trade that specific result. All right. It's very, very, very important. All right. I'll see you guys on Thursday. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful day further. And remember, guys, the classes, it's there. It's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there for you, free of charge. You guys don't have to pay a cent for it. Make sure you fund your account. Obviously, that's going to be important, because what you can do is you can always, when it comes to the advanced and the intermediary trades, not trades, sessions, myself and T, we do enter trades in those. The reason for that is obviously it's real time, guys. We want to do real time stuff. All right, we are real-time guys. We do not want to come 3, 4 days, 5 days later and say, look what has happened. We love the real-time stuff. All right, so that's the reason why we say just be prepared, yeah? But we'll see you guys on Thursday for another trading room there. All our links are in the chat facility. Our marketing team has placed it there for you to join. There it is again, www.tdmarkets.com, and you can also email care@tdmarkets.com. That's me, Ashley Reeve, with you today, 14:57. This has been fantastic. What a pleasure being with all you great people. All right, it's a live trading room every Tuesdays, Thursdays at 2 o'clock. We'll see you guys soon. Have a good one. Ciao, ciao.